This week we've got a Rumour Mill special on Batman Arkham Origins, and we're breaking down exactly why we're so pumped by this grim and gothic prequel. Here are 7 reasons why we're excited for Batman Arkham Origins. First up, we've got the setting. For hardcore Bat fans, going back to the start is always alluring, and Origins is inspired by classic graphic novels like Frank Miller's Batman Year One. So don't expect Adam West style blams and kapows. This means that not only is Bats new to the crime fighting scene, he also has to prove himself to the Gotham City Police Department. As such, the game may also focus on his burgeoning relationship with Jim Gordon, then a lieutenant, not commissioner, who's the honest man in a police force rife with corruption. And if a robust origin story isn't enough, the game is set on Christmas Eve, and there's something about Batman and Crimbo that goes together like turkey stuffing and shattering criminal kneecaps. Next up, we've got the gear. We're not sure how Warner will explain Batman having better gadgets in the olden days, and we're not sure we really care, but there's a Batcave full of wonderful new toys here. The Batwing is finally in, acting as a means of fast travel, although you won't be able to control it. And a new remote claw works just like the grappler in Just Cause 2, slamming objects into enemies or stringing them up from a distance. You'll also have help from the Bat computer, and we're crossing our Kevlar fingers that we get to go back in the Batcave. Next up, we've got the location. From the information we've seen so far, part of the setting is Old Gotham, the place that later becomes fenced off to house the inmates of Arkham, becoming Arkham City under the guidance of Hugo Strange. However, this is only half the game world, and a more opulent area called New Gotham exists, doubling the size of the map. Now, we don't know much about this yet, but it would be amazing if Warner let us play the hero in a living, breathing open world that's full of citizens and not just crims. Familiar areas will also have a fresh twist, with locations like an unflooded version of Arkham City's amusement mile. Put simply, it's bigger, better, and with more to see. We're excited about the combat because, in the best way possible, it's more of the same. Warner aren't tinkering with the system at all, taking quite a sensible, if it ain't broke, attitude to Arkham City's glorious freeform face punching. Now, despite this, there are new layers to the combat, as well as new tactics for dealing with fresh enemy types. Many of his old moves, or should that be new moves, return, but Batman is undoubtedly younger and more unrefined. This reflects in things like his interrogation methods, which are more brutal and perhaps less effective than before. Not that they weren't brutal enough already. The next reason we're pumped is the villains. Batman starts off tangling with a sharp-suited Black Mask, a crime lord whose presence was hinted at in Arkham City. He also runs into a younger iteration of the Penguin, before he got his distinctive bottle-in-the-eyeball monocle. But crucially, the biggest draw here is the man who we assume will be Batman's main enemy in the game, Deathstroke. Now, he may not be as well known as Bane or Joker, primarily because he's more established as an enemy of Nightwing and the JLA, but Slade Wilson is quite possibly one of the most threatening rogues in the DC gallery. His skills are too numerous to list, but here's a quick summary. He's capable of using 90% of his brain, is generally regarded as one of the greatest hand-to-hand combatants in Earth's history, and he can match Batman in the cerebral planning for everything stakes. He also has an arsenal of Promethean gadgets that can rival the vast resources of Bruce Wayne. We predict that a young, green Batman could evolve into the pummeling fist of justice we know and love, after coming off worse against Deathstroke. The detective stuff was expanded for Arkham City, but it didn't quite do enough to earn Bruce the moniker of the world's greatest detective. And with this in mind, Warner is expanding this element of the game using the BBC update of Sherlock as inspiration. Bullet paths and holograms return, and cases of varying size are spread out all over Gotham, serving as a break from the face-pummeling monotony of crime fighting. Associated with this are the Crime in Progress events, which occur dynamically around the city, and a most wanted system that has you tracking down particularly dangerous criminals. Now, this is a crucial aspect of the evolution of the Dark Knight, and if handled correctly, it could really be amazing. Finally, the only reason we ever really needed. It's Batman. Now, while it's understandable that people are worried about Rocksteady's absence, they are on board offering guidance on the tech, mechanics, and the engine. Moreover, the game uses the same engine as Arkham City, and the man behind the creative vision has some serious superhero credentials. Eric Holmes acted as the lead designer on the underrated Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, and he's worked on the prototype games. Having worked at Epic Games, he also has an intimate knowledge of the Unreal Engine, and we're sure he can pull it off. Former writer Paul Dini has unfortunately confirmed that he's not involved, but since it uses Year 1 as its foundations, we're confident that Warner can add yet another essential Bat game to their collection. So please remember to rate, comment and subscribe, let us know what you think, and stay tuned to CVG for more on Arkham Origins in the near future.